Greetings, world. Welcome to another Mental Rolodeck Live. Today's guest is Dea Love, great friend, beautiful woman. Greetings, goddess. How are you?
Greetings. Hello, you guys. How are you? I thank you for everybody that's about to tune in to this. I appreciate you now. My name is Dea Love, Ania Sadabe. Good to meet you guys.
Where the hell did Dea Love come from? Why do we keep calling it? We keep messing your name up
Yeah,
this this
pretty
whole time?
much.
Yo,
Yeah,
you've been letting me call you that for years. I'm like, really?
yeah. It's still me.
Yo,
It's whatever you comfortable
it's
with. You
Dea
know what I'm
Love,
saying?
yo.
Because
You
I
gotta change it. She's like, it's Dea Love. No, it's Dea Love. Whatever.
no, it's no, it's Dea Love. You
Excuse
need to
me,
get that
it's
right.
Dea Leve. Pardon me. Get my shit right. It's Dea Leve. And
That's it.
Negro in me. You see how entitled friends are? It's they love, B. Everybody. Hey world, it's they love.
It's okay. It's all right.
Greeting
It's
goddess.
all right.
It's been a minute. I actually wanted to chop it up with you and speak on a few things because I've watched
Okay.
your growth over the years. We grew up together. We went to school together. Um,
Yes.
I don't know if we got in trouble together, but we were
I,
no comments. We were we were somewhat a clique, right? Three females,
yeah.
one dude. Yeah. So I just want to say homage to you. As a
Much
genuine
love.
friend, I value you. I've seen the growth, the consistency within the steps that you have taken over the years. You're a mom, you're an artist, you're a boss, you're an owner. Um, and as a genuine friend, I basically adore and love the growth of people that I came up with, and I'm genuinely happy for you. I want to say that,
Oh, thank you.
you know,
Thank you so much.
because I've seen the journey. You know, it wasn't the prettiest, but salute and homage to you.
Thank
So
you.
I've been
Thank
trying
you.
to do this live for a minute, to give people a perspective on who you are, what you have done, the journeys that you have taken, and steps within your lifetime, right? Can you tell the people who are you per se and how you started out?
Okay. Okay. Uh, First to get me started. Is that your music still in the background? Is that your music? Is it
Absolutely.
mine?
Go ahead.
Oh, okay, okay. Oh, okay, because it was kind of loud. Now, what was your question again? Where we started? You were saying
Yeah. How did you just
basically. I could start from being a little girl at the age of 11 and 12 years old. I was living in Alabama, but I was born in Brooklyn. I was born in Brooklyn, New York. Um, Moved to Alabama when I was like 3 to 4 years old. Was raised here till I was 12, 13. Um, in the midst of in the midst of being raised down here in the South. Can you hear me? Uh-oh, you muted. Uh-oh, I
I
can't
can
hear
hear
you.
you very clearly. I can hear you. I'm
Oh, you
listening.
just, oh, you just, oh,
Yeah.
okay, just make sure.
Go ahead.
Okay, because I was like, something just went blank. I was like, wait, okay. So yeah, being in Alabama, having the country life for a little while, but I was a foster child, and I found out that my parents wasn't my parents. at the age of 12 years old, and found out I was a foster child and I was warded of the state of New York. They ended up taking me from New York. I mean, from Alabama, taking me back to New York. And so that's how I ended up in the foster care system in New York. Um, uh, in the midst of being taken from Alabama to New York, my that's where the problem started. I mean, things that I went through. I was left in the airport. Um, my no one followed me to the airport as of like a I didn't have a social worker with me. My social worker dropped me off with um, the stewardess, and I was left in the airport. I was left in the airport for 2 days. So that started the crazy journey, being left in there. And I was already in the foster care system. It just went even deeper. Um, Different. I went through all the years that I've been in foster care. I went through 14 different foster homes and 2 orphanages. So within those foster homes, I've been through hell and high water. 9 times out of 10, you name it, I've been through. Except drugs and alcoholism and all of that. But from being raped, stabbed, fighting for my life, living on the street, you name it, I've been through it. And it so happened at 15 years old, that's around the time me and you met in high school, and I was actually going through hell then. So going through the 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 how the tedious journey that I was going through, I still tried to keep a smile on my face. I still tried to, you know, keep going, but it wasn't easy when you're being, raped in your foster home, and you don't know no one there. You only know, still know your family from the South, but you're being uh, treated wrong, disrespected. You're not, you know, being a foster child in the city, I mean, New York City is not, it's not easy. Um, being raped by your, uh, being raped and stuff, and having your first child and things of that nature at age 15 years old. Um, mm, it ain't easy. Every time I think about it, it gets hard. But that's around the time that you met me. And I didn't have much friends. The only friends I had was my 2 girls, the 2 girls that I have friends with. Shout out to Fox and Tony. Um, but yeah, those are the only friends I actually had, and you. And that's it. And just trying to find myself and being pregnant and being a mom at the age 15, it wasn't easy. That's just that part. Any other questions?
Oh, you want to interview me? Um,
No,
like
I didn't know if you want me to go on, because I can go
it's
on.
it's 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 cool.
I just went from the time,
No, I got
from
you. I got
being,
you. I got
you
I got
know.
I got you. See, like that's the thing, right? Like knowing someone,
Your service is messing up. Uh-huh.
knowing someone versus understanding someone is a whole different plateau. And
Yeah.
most people, if the shit is not on their doorstep, they don't understand that. And seeing a smile on someone's face at times, we actually don't know what the hell they're going through. So just
That's
imagine
true.
being 15 years of
But
age in a foster system, going through the plight you were going through, still had to go to school. I can't even
yeah.
imagine.
and
being in those shoes.
and not learn a thing, you know. Um, coming from, I was in the seventh grade, coming from Alabama, and I didn't learn a thing since the seventh grade because I was going through so much stuff. I wasn't in class. I went to school to get away from the pain and the suffering that I was going through.
And
I didn't study. I didn't do any homework.
so it was just a place of, I wouldn't say relaxation, but
Protection for me,
a place to
a
hide
protection
within
because a
keep
place of
you're fine.
what?
A place to hide from those traumas and those pains, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
Um, this might be one of my toughest interviews, and I'm actually good at what the hell I do and how I do these, but um, the the humane thing within me at times, can bring forth my vulnerability, and I'm getting a little teary eyed. Transitioning from there, having your first child, what was that like? Being
Uh
being
oh.
someone,
Just hold on. Your service
your service, not mine. I'm good.
is your service.
You do know I'm clear as hell over here, right? You do know I'm clear as hell, right? Like everything is smooth sailing. You can hear me? Can you hear me?
I
Take the Yeah, that's she's having Wi-Fi issues and she thinks it's me. So I'm gonna wait till she actually comes back in and continue continue from there basically. But our day to day is difficult, and 9 times out of 10, people just look at people to look at people, right? And we draw these conclusions and assume based on the smile that's on a person's face that they're not hurting, that their picture frame is as smooth as a floor that's well polished. But 9 times out of 10, man, like everybody's going through an ailment that they have to overcome. And the journey really never stops for a person within pain and half of the shit that they go through within their life. So not because you see someone smile, you assume that they're good. I would say to a person that has someone around them that they really do give a shit about, always take time out to actually look at the eyes. When they say the eyes are the windows to the soul, that's 100% accurate. And 9 times out of 10, the body will do something different. But the things that doesn't change reflects through the eyes, right? Because your body can pretend to be happy, your body can pretend to be okay, but your soul will always show the realness within you. And that's just what it is, point blank, period. Um, Waiting for her to get back in here. I'm gonna actually hit her up and see like what's going on, basically. But it is what it is. We're not mad at that. And I love these stories, even though at times they saddens me. Yeah, don't fight. Don't beat me up. It happens. Unmute yourself. It happens from time. It happens from time to time. Sometimes Streamyard Streamyard bugs out.
I believe it.
So yeah. Um, I think the last thing I was stating, I was speaking when you actually stepped out was that we look at people's frames and think they're smooth as a floor that's polished, but you know there's a multitude of scars and there's traumas and so on and so forth. And some of us are great at actually putting a smile on our faces, right? To to act as if we're not flowing through trauma and we're not actually hurting, right? But we are. And I'm big on looking at the eyes because even though the body changes its positions, the eyes, the soul never lies. It actually speaks the truth on how someone really is. So going through that transition, having your first child, right? And being alone, not having someone there, going through the system in New York, which is shit, by the way. Um, what was your mental Rolodeck in that process of going through all of this? Was it like, yo, no matter what, I'm not gonna quit, I'm not gonna give up, so on and so forth? What was going through your mind at that time frame?
Well, at that time frame for me, I didn't want to live. I was very suicidal. Yeah, I was very suicidal. Um, I I didn't want to live, and having a baby and dealing with the fact of, the child's father didn't want to have anything to do with her because of what he did. Um, I There was no reason for me to be living. That's how I felt, or and I wanted to her harm myself and her so she won't be alone. Um, but having the foster home that I ended up going to, and the lady that helped me, I call her my mom, and that's the lady that's from Grenada. Her name was Esla Forrester. So that woman, and having your mom talk to me and tell me it's okay. You know, yes, you had a baby. So what? Now you got a baby. Now what? What you gonna do? Let's let you want to go get your education. Let's get your education. You want to get out of the system. Let's do that. What you got to do to get out of it. So listening to those strong women, though they were single mothers at the times when I know, like she my foster mother was a single mom. Like she had a husband, but he wasn't around, so she basically raised her kids on her own. Um, Listening to those strong mothers like that and telling me, hey, no matter what, if they're there, they're not, you're gonna get through it. And I did it, and just listening to them and keeping them in mind and what they went through and how they came out, I could do it too, you know. So and that's what kept me strong through it. It's not easy. I was a child carrying a child, so I had to hurry up and grow up real quick. And yeah,
Mom's always
it wasn't
meddling.
easy.
I didn't even know she spoke to you. I didn't know that.
Yeah, um, your mom literally, she helped me. She taught me how to bathe my daughter. She taught me how to feed her correctly, make sure the food and nurture her the way she's supposed to be nurtured, and talk to her. Don't Google Gaga and all of that. She said literally talk to her, and speak life into her, greatness, and smile with her. Your mom taught me that.
Um, what's funny? I'm not laughing about that. What's funny is I can hear the Jamaican accent. Like, yo, I don't want to be like this, yo, you can't do that, yo. Like, I can see.
Yeah.
I'm listening to the
Hold on,
Jamaican.
hold on. How she said? She said no. She says you can't wash the baby like this. You have to wash her and caress her.
Yo,
Yeah, she
yo,
can.
that sounds like mom jokes. Like she's always teaching somebody how to be a mom. Yeah.
Yes, and she taught. Look, one thing I never forget. She took my baby. She said, "Oh, you gotta wash the baby. Put her in a sink." She put my baby. I've never seen this. She put my baby in the sink, and she was holding her by her arms
Stretching.
and stretching her and massaging her.
Yes.
And the baby girl didn't cry, not nan time. She was
It's
enjoying it.
it's a thing. It's a thing. Yeah, like those are like those are the things that are part of culture that I would never lose as a Jamaican. You know what I'm saying? We can't forget culture. Culture is a very powerful thing. But we're not gonna harp on these sad parts of your life. I don't want to
Oh no,
dwell.
we're not gonna harp on the sad part, but that is
Explain. Go ahead.
hello.
I'm listening. Go ahead. It's your go. Go ahead. I'm
Hello.
listening. Yeah, I'm here. I'm
Yeah.
listening.
Now, your phone breaking up again.
Not on the phone. Can you hear me? Hold on for a sec.
I don't know why mine would be like this. I don't get it.
Hold on. I know. Hold on for a sec. You, because I can see it. Um, yeah. I mean, if anything, we can actually do this again, or I might get unique and do it over the phone. What the hell? Why not? Right? Um, let's see. Sucks, right? So I was just about to say, we can get unique, and I can actually do the interview over the phone. Basically, if
If you
that'd be
want
a
to do
lot
that, that'd be fine.
that'd be a lot greater.
Yeah,
Um,
we can do that.
it's just that the people gonna look at me like I'm stupid because I'm sitting here by myself. But I don't care. Look at me. I
What
don't
you
care.
mean?
I'm
What
just
you
talking.
mean? It's in. Oh, well, you can.
No,
Well.
you're gonna be on the like they're gonna be able to hear you. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so hold on. Because I don't want to keep like for you to keep going out and
Starting
coming
to doing
back
it,
in.
yeah.
That's kind of annoying, basically,
Mm-hmm.
right? So
Right.
I don't want to go through that. So um but while we're here, you can hear me clearly, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna try again. So what was the last thing you were stating? I'm sorry.
You said talking about just talking about the sad things. I said I'm not just talking about the sad things. I'm just telling you the things that I actually went through when around the time from transferring from Alabama to New York. So the trauma and the trials and the tribulations that I went through made me the strong person I am today. So in order to give you that full effect and full, of who I am and who Dea Love is and how she became Dea Love, you need to know that.
Yeah, I see like
Every
you.
bit of it.
Yeah, I see like you're trying to make me cry, but it ain't gonna happen. But yeah, that's I
I'm
understand.
not trying
I
to make you
understand. I, yeah,
cry.
I understand that. Um, so the time when you came back to New York, these were the people you said that had an impact on you. Your foster mom
Hmm.
and my mom, so on and so forth. What
Hmm.
changed? What changed for you by not giving up at that particular time? Like,
Okay. Those just by saying they told me that since they believed in me, then I believed them. I didn't believe in myself at the time. I just believed what they believed in me. You
okay,
understand? So I'm believing them and trusting them that they believe in me and what they believe in that I'm able to do, but I didn't believe in myself at the time. So I ended up going through another few homes after my mom, Esla, uh, after her home because her husband didn't want me in that home anymore, and so I ended up having to move to. Uh, I went through three different homes before I got to my very last home, and my very last home is my aunt Anthea. I call her Anthea, but she's not really my aunt. She's my foster mom, but we call her Auntie Anthea. And the fact that everything that I got from Miss Esla and I got from your mom, that they believed in me, Anthea taught me how to believe in myself. She said, just because they see it, that means you actually got it. They can see it, then you have it. You have to believe that you have it, that you're able to be a great mother, that you're able to strive and be whatever you want to be, whatever you desire, you can get it, you can have it. And she taught me how to do that. She was the one that helped me get back into school because all I had was a seventh grade education. So by the time I was supposed to graduate from high school, that's 2005, I actually had an associate's degree in human resources. I had got my GED and went through classes and got my associate's degree in human resources.
that's a beautiful thing. So this is still New York, right? Um,
It's all New York.
it's all New York. The child has gotten bigger. What happened to you transitioning out of New York again?
Woo! Now, after getting those accomplishments done, it was time for me to sign out the system. But my social worker at the time did not want me to leave. She was trying to take my daughter from me. She was trying to say I was not a good mother. I was leaving my child. I was, a horrible mother towards my daughter. And it was not true. I did the best I could and can with my daughter. Had her in daycare. As I went to school and everything, I was doing what I was supposed to do as a parent. And she tried her best to take my daughter away from me. But we fought it and I was able to sign myself out the system. Well, when I signed myself out the system, they were like, oh, the foster care system, oh, we're going to give you a voucher so you can start your life and get your apartment and everything. No, baby. What they did, they said, since you want to go to Alabama, we're going to send you on a bus ticket with your baby. After I got my papers and I signed myself out the system, they gave me a week. It wasn't even a full week. It was like 5 days for me to get myself together. And I have to get that bus ticket and go straight to Alabama. And when I go to Alabama, I'll be going back to my I go back to my family I was living with in Alabama. But the only thing was that the mother that I was living with in Alabama, she had died. She had died when my daughter was born. That's why her name is Alita, because her name was Alita. That was in 2003. And so I was planning to go back to her brother. Her brother is my stepfather, but I called daddy. So I ended up going back to them and that family um when I moved to Alabama and I was 21. I can't hear you.
Let's talk about the angel in the story. Can't forget her. She's been mentioned a couple of times. How is Alita?
My daughter?
What is she doing at this
Yes.
moment? How is she transitioning?
Um
How old is she, by the way?
that okay, Alita is actually she'll be 19 years old. Um yes, that's 19 years ago. But yes, 19 years old.
Okay.
And I'm so proud of my baby. She when she graduated from high school, she's all through grade school. She's been a student, a honor roll all through middle school, high school, and grade school period. When she graduated last year. She was valedictorian of two schools of her regular grade school, and she was valedictorian of her career tech school. Um, she also she graduated with honors. Uh, other honors that she had, and she also went to the number one culinary school in America. That's a Culinary Institute of America. Um, what else? She also she's at the number one hotel in Alabama right now. That's where she's working at. She's actually a pastry chef there. So she's externing there right now for the summer, and then she goes back to school and she'll be finishing her last year. She only had 2 years at the Culinary Institute of America,
Okay.
and she is doing fantastic.
How do you feel?
I am. I feel so good to be her mother. Um, when I look at her, I know that that's a reflection. And so I'm like, just to know that the reflection came from me is
Not giving up.
it's I'm speechless.
Not giving up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Now
So
let's dive a little bit more into it for you though. Like, who are you now? That's the transition of 19 years. Your baby is growing up. She has
whew,
she has transmuted her life, basically, and you have a second child. I've recently
uh-huh.
did an
Mm,
interview on her. We ain't gonna talk
mm.
about the diva, yo. We gonna
That's another reflection
yeah,
of
it's about
me.
you. We're not gonna bring her up. You gotta pay for every time you mention her name. Um, who are you now, yo? Like, um, who are you now? Like, I know
Who
you're
am I?
yeah.
Who am I now? I tell you this, coming from New York with the mentality of, hey, if I can make it in New York, I can make it anywhere. You know what I'm saying? I went through hell and high water in New York, lived on the streets of Brooklyn, slept in the handball court. Like, really. You know what I'm saying? Slept in the staircases of my high school. You know what I'm saying? And the fact that I'm still breathing and I'm right here, you know what I'm saying, is uh,
Testimonial.
amazing. You know, knowing that I came from all of that and I came down here to Alabama and I was like, okay, I'm not going to struggle here. That was my mentality. Um, I didn't, I can't say, like, I struggled in New York. So coming to Alabama and the struggle here, why would I kind of I'm not gonna say it's less, but I don't know how to truly explain it. But up there, you're bound to struggle because the price of living. But here, you can strive and be great here because the cost of living. You
Nah, New
see what I'm
York,
saying? You can,
yeah, New York is a different breed, yo. Like,
right. There's a different, like the hustle and bustle. You still making money, but you hustle and bustle. But if you hustle and bustle here, hell, you gonna make some money. You know what I'm saying? You bring that mentality from New York down here, I guarantee it's gonna be a success because it's a slower pace. You know what I'm saying? So with that mindset of a hustle and bustle from there and bringing it here, yes. Now I'm not gonna lie to you. When I got here, I struggled a bit because I had to learn the people here and learn the mindset here. Because who I was when I got here wasn't the same little girl that left when she was 12, 13 years old. So I had to get to learn these people and know that, hey, you know what? I'm not from here. I'm not, but I can make it here and I will. I didn't grow up in the time from being in the South, in the South, from being 3 years old to 12. My mother I lived with, she was from Brooklyn, New York. So the mentality in the household, how she taught us in the household, you see what I'm saying? You ain't no TV. No, TV was no. That's an idiot box. We wouldn't have a TV in our room. I had to cook, had to clean, had to learn the house rules, had to learn how to get the house together and things of that nature. So I had discipline and core and respect. I had all of that with me. You know what I'm saying? My mother, yeah, she never did really tell me that she loved me, but damn it, she showed it. And so that stuck with me, and how to treat people and how to, respect my elders and how to do all that. My mother taught me that. You know what I'm saying? Her name was the leader that she taught me that. And so that's what held me through my trials and tribulations in New York and all the way back to where I started from. So with that mentality and the hustle and bustle and the struggle that I went through, I don't have no choice but to make it.
and that
And
you did,
yeah,
that you did. Um, so what are some of the unique things that you have done to aspire for a greater you, basically? What's your profession now? What are you into?
well, I always loved to do hair. I mean, I was a little girl doing hair. I would dress my little dolls up. You know what I'm saying? And so funny, I would dress my dolls up and I do their hair and everything, and then I go put on my clothes and go sing and perform in front of them. So I always wanted to be a singer, and I always wanted to be a hairstylist, an entertainer. You know, always wanted to do that, and it was in the back of my head by going through the pain and suffering and everything. But when I came back to Alabama, but now I did do a little bit when I was in New York too. I was singing in the school band, singing at different events and stuff like that, and doing hair while I was in New York. I would do hair in the do hair in the staircases and make my little extra money. So it's always been with me. And so coming back here, getting fired from regular jobs, left and right, and just noticing, like, you know what? I don't think I ever want to work for anybody else. And so my last job was 2008, if I'm not mistaken. And yeah, I got fired, and I said, you know what? I never want to work for anybody ever again. I would do what I got to do to work for myself and make my money. And I went full fledged into hair, and I went full fledged into singing and entertaining and writing music.
So, what does that transition looks like now that you're in here and you've been doing it for
What do
what?
you?
You've been doing it for what, over what, 13, 14 years?
There, yeah. Hmm.
So you specialize. So basically, you speaking on here, you specialize in locks because I'm one
I
of your.
specialize in locks now.
Okay, okay. And how that turned out for you? Because you I don't know. You sold me. I'm one of your clients. So uh, yeah, I travel.
Well, thank and I do appreciate that 100%. Um, I was doing braids. I was braiding. I would never forget too when I was in grade school around like sixth grade, seventh grade. I would braid the kids' hair in school, and I would bet, hey, I bet I don't care how short your hair is, right? And I would braid their hair, braid their names, and braid letters and all that stuff in their hair.
Sound like you braiding scalps, b. You don't.
Baby, I was braiding scalps, everything. You know what I'm saying? I was doing it, making my little bet money and everything. So, braiding was my thing. Like I love braiding. When I took my braiding classes and I took my little cosmetology classes, I didn't want to do color and all that other stuff. I wanted to braid, like braid. But they wasn't teaching braiding then in cosmetology at the time, so I had to do what I had to do. But but I wanted to braid though, and so I just took my little, took the little other little classes on braiding and from people I met that was giving out braiding classes. Um, and just went full fledged into natural hair and braiding. Um, Started doing that, but I was also doing dabbling into locks. Um, I know my foster brother, one of my foster brothers, his name was Mac, and he had locks, and his friends had locks, and I would always, when it was in New York, I would always do their locks and stuff and twist their hair and everything, and that took me further. They was like, you're better with locks, than doing anything else, and I'm like, nah, I'm a braider. Da, 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 da. He was like, no, you fine with the locks, and so. But moving back down to Alabama, not many people had locks, so I had to go back to braiding. But then when the whole natural thing came along and doing locks, I was like, you know what? I know I'm fine with locks
Talk your
because
shit.
my own, yeah, I'm saying I know I'm fine with locks because my
Talk your
own people
shit.
told me I was fine with locks. You know what I'm saying? I've been doing locks since I was a little girl. So I'm like, let me go back to locks. Let me go back to what I know my folks had told me. Hey, you need to do this. So I'm like, all right, I'll go back full fledged. And so I went back and I was like, you know what? I retired. Let me retire from braiding. You know, folks was asking me to retire. Girl, you're too young to retire. I said, no, but I've been braiding since like, you know what I'm saying, 7, 8 years old. So I have the right to retire from to braiding
Excuse me.
and go full fledged into locks. And one thing that I like about locks is not just a hairstyle, it's a lifestyle. And that's one thing that another reason why I went towards locks more is because it'll change you. It'll change the way you look in the mirror. It'll change the way you feel. It'll change the way you walk. It'll change the way you talk. It'll change the way people look at you. And that power that it brings when you get locks, that right there, that's what I want my people to have. That power, that power to do that, to change minds, to change the thoughts, to change that power. So within doing hair, within doing locks, that's what I push out and I minister out because that's what I want them to feel, that power.
You're happy. It
Yes.
it brought you happiness.
Yes.
I can hear the excitement within your
Yeah.
vocals when you speak on it. So that has changed you. So now you're an owner. You have your own business. What is it called? Like, tell us about the Lock Kingdom.
Okay, so I have the Lock Kingdom,
Hmm.
Dea Love Enterprises,
Hmm.
Endless Design Braiding LLC,
Hmm. Keep
and
going. I'm
Dea
just
Love.
waiting. Like you ain't wanted to
I,
stop.
I, I know, right?
Yeah.
Oh, and Dea Love, the songstress, and
Okay.
I'm not fit. One more, the Lions Den.
Okay. Talk your shit. Um, and how are all of these incorporated into you? How all this shines through you? How have you touched and changed people utilizing not only the structure, but what you have harnessed and what you became to love by putting your soul and giving to people? How do you touch people with what you actually do?
Um,
Cause I told you, I think I told you, like I've cheated, fam. Like I went to somebody else and I was like, yo, how like this and this, right? I'm like, oh, it's gonna take like an hour and a half. I'm like, what? Nah, yo, I'm coming tomorrow. Whatever. 30 minutes. Most people like, yo, you can't do that shit in 30 minutes. I'm like, yo, I know the fastest fingers in the world right now, so you can't tell me. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not even gonna say shit on here until you get it copywritten. That word, I was about to start joking about it and bring it out, but yeah, how have you touched people with what you have learned and the businesses that you've actually run?
um, just truly, truly, truly love what I do, and when I'm happy, I'm smiling in anything that I do. Anyone that comes towards it or touch it or be in it is going to smile the same way because of the energy and the true love that I have that built it. So that's how they all intertwine. Like it's connected to my name. My name is Dea Love, and the meaning of my name, God, the God in you, is love.
Okay, Mary. um,
So,
that that is dope. So, given the fact that you've grown so much over the years and you continue to thrive, you continue to touch people, you continue to work. Yeah, she's a workaholic. She don't know what breaks are, right? If you should look at the 12-year-old you, what would you say to that version of
and
yourself?
oh man, it's so crazy that you mentioned this. Not too long ago, I say a couple of months ago, around like my birthday, um, January, uh, I literally saw myself, that little girl, but she wasn't little anymore. She actually grew up and she is now the woman that she admired. So the little girl that always looked up to the woman and looked up and wanted to be that great woman is now that woman. And to see her, I don't, I, it's it's amazing. If the word amazing can't even describe it. Um, fulfilled, if you want to put the word. I don't even, like I said, you can't really describe it. It's like the moon and the sun finally coming together.
Okay. That sounds like harmony. What
Yeah.
would you say to that little girl?
Yeah.
What would you
She's
say?
not a little girl anymore.
I understand, but what would you say to her?
She's not a little girl anymore.
Understood.
So that's the thing. So the fact that she's not a little girl anymore, I'm I am her. I am she. I am thee. I am her.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So who I would speak to now is the young ladies that looks up to me,
Okay.
that looks up to I, that looks up to she, that looks up to thee, that looks up to God, that looks up to all of me.
So what would you say to them? Because we still have young ladies that's going through the system due to neglect
Yes.
and due to
Yes.
structural different and unfortunate circumstances. What if you can give them any
Now,
advice? What
what
would that be?
I would say to those young ladies, the fact that you can wake up in the morning and you're breathing, let's try again. That gives you a chance to try, and that gives you a chance to do something different and better. And the fact that you can, even though they say, oh, but my situation and da 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 da. Uh-uh. It's all in your mind. You're in a cell in your room or whatever you want to call it. But don't be a cell and don't be in a cell in your mind. It's all in your mind. You have the power to speak the change. You have the power to speak things into existence and change your outcome, but you got to change your mind.
And being a being that had past suicidal tendencies due to traumatization and
Hmm.
unfortunate circumstances,
Hmm.
what would you say to those same feelings or someone else going through those same feelings? Because um I don't I don't knock no one's pain. We all have a story we have to tell.
Hmm.
We're the star of our own shows.
Hmm.
But don't take that way out. You do not know what your present brings
Oh man.
to you.
What I learned, I went when I was going through therapy. I can say the therapist helped me with the suicidal thing. And my therapist, she's a bad chick, but and she was a little rough with me. I ain't gonna lie. But this is the way I understood it. This is the way she got to me. You know, she said, "You gonna kill yourself?" I was like, "Yeah." She said, "Why you ain't done it then?" She was like, "So what you waiting on? If you gonna kill yourself, kill yourself. You had all the opportunity in the world to do so." She said, "Just that feeling that you get, and you really don't want to do it. Listen to that feeling." And I was like, "What?" She said, "Listen to that feeling, that little bitty feeling, because you really don't want to do it. Listen to that little bitty feeling, and don't do it. You have a reason to be here. That's why you were born. Forget what mother did. Forget what daddy did. Forget what those people done to you, beat you, raped you, stabbed you, whatever, fight you, talk bad about you, treat you wrong, fire you from your first job, or however they did anything to you. Forgive them, for they do not know,
Okay.
because they don't know who you're going to be, and they're gonna need you."
Okay. That's deep. Um, one last question before we wrap up and I give my closing. Um, have you ever sat down and described these stories to your reflections?
Yes,
And what was their
all the
take?
time.
What was their take on it?
Well, and when they were younger, I had to be careful how I let them know what mommy actually went through. Because I did tell my daughter about, how she was conceived and everything, how she came along, because she wanted to know, and I wasn't gonna hide nothing. I wasn't gonna lie to her neither, because she would have found out. It would have been hell high water. But telling them, I tell them as a lesson to be learned, and every time it was in a situation that they were in, I would give them an example of what mommy went through. But I wouldn't tell them it was me. I would tell them, they like, man, well, what about the girl? I would tell them about a little story about a young lady. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know this girl, and she did this and then the third, and this is how she ended up like this. And they were like, well, mama, that sounds like you, and I was like, and it was. See, I let them figure it out and let them see the issue, talk about the issue, and get the lesson to be learned from the issue. And to know that they know somebody that's went through that, so they won't have to go through it themselves.
And those individual that has done the unbalance to you and put you through what they had put you through, what would you say to them?
Oh, I forgive them. I thank you for all. I thank them, and I wouldn't trade it no other way. You know what I'm saying? I'm very thankful for what I went through. I'm very, you know I'm good because of the lessons that I have learned and the woman that I have became to be. Like, I'm very grateful, gratitude. I'm very thankful. Like, this is, I don't have uh no type of feelings towards anybody, or feelings type of way, or any type of negative towards body or anybody that did anything wrong to me. They don't know who I am and who I was, and they damn sure don't know who I'm going to be, and they will need me.
She's like, it's Dea Love, everyone. It's Dea Love. Um, with that being stated, I'm going to close this. And with my closing, keep saying clothing, yo, the accent one, come out, yo. But yeah,
Can I ask you a question?
sure, put me on the spot, why don't you? You want to interview me now?
I'm not going to interview you. How is it knowing someone like me?
Tuh. Yo, I don't pay her no mind, yo. I see her, walk past
I,
her, salute her, and keep it pushing, yo. Um, what I've, what I've, my transition for this experience on this plane that we're on, that we tend to take for granted, I realize circumstances bring people together. Like we came through our moms, given life by our father, and we came here to utilize them as a guide. But within the same breath, we create our family, right? And
yeah.
sometimes family may not have the blood that beats within you, but they're family nonetheless. I feel like our stories made us who we are. Um, I see the beauty within you. You're a great friend. You're a great person. You're very determined. You work hard. She is my stylist, by the way. She's dope at what she does. Um, she's like a woman with many hats. Sometimes I want to say, yo, you need to chill. Um, but um, if as a if as a friend I can amplify what you already are, that's what I'm going to do because you're meaningful to me. I value that. You get what I'm saying? So to
Yes,
me, you're beyond the typical, you're beyond the norm. And I salute that of you.
I
You know
appreciate
what I
that.
mean? I was gonna go so much deeper like with this interview, but I really don't feel like sitting here and hell see a dude like I'm a strong dude, but listen, my vulnerable side is that yo, when I'm happy, when I see growth, when I see change, guess what? Homie gonna cry. You know what I mean? And that's how I do that. So I'm tapped in. I'm tapped into my masculine and my feminine. You know, I'm balanced. You know what I'm
I
saying?
believe it.
I
I
don't,
believe it.
I don't give no fuck how people feel or whatever, whatever. Like, so the reason why I didn't go as deep as I wanted to, because I wasn't trying to shed no tears
Cry.
for him. See what I'm saying? Um, but I say I salute you. You're a wonderful being. Continue on your
Thank
purpose
you.
and strive to be great. You're already doing magnificent things. Silence the noise, go within you, realize that the power is within. And since I'm here, we're just gonna close it this way.
Okay.
Keep in mind, people, your eyes only see as far as your feet takes you. Your scars is not of you. It's a story. Pain is temporary. Understand that the changes you would like to see not only in others but yourself, you have to manifest that. No one is actually out there to to harm you per se. It's just that that's the path you have to walk. The universe grants us an opportunity to experience certain things, and some are more difficult than the other. But when you take accountability, and accountability is a motherfucker, right? It
Right.
changes the trajectory and the image of what you see within the mirror.
Mhm.
Because what you see in the mirror at the beginning is not what you see in the mirror at the clothing.
Right.
Closing. Keep saying
Closing.
clothing. So I'm
That's
guessing
right.
I keep saying clothing, so I guess I should speak on the sponsor. So basically, this live is sponsored by Three King LLC. You can go to threeking.net or .com and get one of many dad hats, bracelets, so on and so forth. And the Lock Kingdom. She's dope at what she does. She's fast. I mean, she's so fast. She makes fast look slow. And I just want to say gratitude. And if you feel like ending it, don't. You have a bigger purpose. We
You
all
do.
have to do that transition. I can speak from
That's
experience.
right. That's
Something
right.
in the universe who didn't let me do it, and I've heard those
That's
voices.
right.
Guess what?
That little bitty voice said, "Don't do it."
And guess what? I
Listen
I
to
have
that voice.
I have two of me running around
That's
that
right.
I have to guide to be greater at what
That's right.
they do. So salute Queen for actually sitting here and allowing me to speak on some of your vulnerable points in your life.
Sure. No
And
problem, man.
gratitude once again.
Okay. Thank you, darling. I appreciate you.
Like
Appreciate the followers. Appreciate everybody. Like, subscribe, hit us up.
and
Yeah.
love your fucking
Yes.
self. Love you, yo.
Yes. I actually got a song that's out called I Love Me Some Me. You should check that out. Dea Love. Mm-hmm.
She's talking her shit.
I do.
Like and subscribe on YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, Facebook.
Yeah.
If you would like
Facebook,
to sit
the
down and chop
gram.
it up with me, you know how to reach me. Your boy. I'm out.